Have you ever felt like the more clearly you see the world, the harder it becomes to explain it to others? That the deeper your understanding, the more disconnected you feel? You're not imagining it. This experience is ancient and profoundly human. Throughout history, the world has quietly punished those who dare to think beyond the surface, not because their ideas were dangerous, but because they disrupted comfort. Philosophers, visionaries, and independent thinkers, from Hypatia to Kierkegaard, have all faced suspicion, exile, or worse. Not because they were wrong, but because they refused to look away. Why does this happen? Why do deep thinkers often walk alone? To answer that, we have to begin where most people stop, inside the human mind. When you see someone who is physically gifted, you may feel admiration. When someone is successful or beautiful, you might feel envy or awe. But when you meet someone whose thoughts go deeper than your own, something more complicated occurs. It's not admiration. It's not envy. It's a subtle discomfort. Psychologists call this cognitive dissonance, the mental friction caused when someone challenges our worldview simply by existing. A deep thinker doesn't need to argue to create tension. They only need to see what others ignore, and that kind of vision makes people uneasy. Why? Because intelligence threatens the foundation most people build their identities on: certainty. Our beliefs are more than opinions. They're emotional anchors. They give us stability in a chaotic world. So when someone introduces complexity, nuance, or doubt, it feels like erosion, not insight. This is why many intelligent people feel resistance when they speak, not to their tone, but to their very presence. It's not personal, it's psychological. It's called the mirror principle. The smarter someone is, the more they reflect. Not just ideas, but the unseen limits of those around them. And people don't like to be reminded of what they haven't thought about. This effect is magnified in groups. In one-on-one conversation, people are more open. But in social environments, when status and image come into play, intelligence becomes a threat. Studies in behavioral neuroscience show that when someone feels intellectually outmatched in a group, the brain's fear and defense systems light up, not because of danger, but because of exposure. The presence of a deep thinker makes people feel vulnerable, and humans have evolved to mask vulnerability at all costs. This explains why in classrooms, meetings, or social gatherings, the loudest voice often belongs not to the wisest person, but to the most confident one. In public, certainty is currency, and deep thinkers trade in questions, not answers. This mismatch between social instinct and intellectual depth is why thinkers often feel out of place. They're playing a game that was never designed for nuance. But the story goes deeper. Our society doesn't just resist intelligence, it avoids it. Not in science or technology, but in everyday life. Social media, advertising, and entertainment reward simplicity, emotion, and repetition. Thoughtfulness? Not so much. Platforms are designed to engage, not enlighten. They push content that confirms our beliefs, not questions them. As a result, voices that challenge the norm are often drowned out by those that echo it. This isn't accidental. It's algorithmic. The modern world has made it harder, not easier, for deep thinkers to reach others. And in a culture that prizes relatability over originality, those who speak truth often sound strange. Consider the philosopher Emil Cioran. He once wrote that the more he understood the world, the less he wanted to participate in it. That wasn't despair, it was clarity. Some people are not disillusioned. They are just no longer under illusions. This clarity isolates not because it is cold, but because it is rare. We are social creatures. Our brains are wired to conform, to be accepted, to belong. But deep thought pushes against all of that. It creates tension, distance, and sometimes even rejection. So, if you're a thinker, if you've ever been told you're too serious, or that you overthink everything, Know this: you are not broken. You are operating on a different wavelength. But that doesn't mean you must resign to solitude. Many philosophers, from Marcus Aurelius to Simone Weil, believed that solitude was not a punishment, but a necessary condition for wisdom. They used isolation not to escape the world, but to understand it better. The key is this: don't mistake distance for failure. The road of the deep thinker is quiet, not because it's empty, but because few are willing to walk it. And yet, this path is essential, because without thinkers, society drifts. Without those who ask uncomfortable questions, we lose our way. The challenge, then, is not to be understood by everyone, but to remain honest with yourself, to pursue clarity, even when others settle for comfort, to speak truth, even when the room goes silent. So what can you do if you feel this disconnection? First, find solitude, not as a retreat, but as a resource. In solitude, you'll find your clearest thoughts. Second, seek others who value depth. They exist. They are just quiet like you. And third, remember, it's not your job to make others comfortable. Your job is to see clearly, to live honestly, and to think deeply. That may not make you popular, but it will make you real. And in a world of illusions, that is revolutionary.
You've just taken steps to improve the quality of your life by feeding your mind. Average people focus on feeding the body as opposed to the mind. MetaFrame University is here to help you climb the ladder of self-growth. If you've enjoyed any of the material, please subscribe and hit the bell icon to stay connected. We'd love to hear about your journey in the comments.